Yo, what is up, guys? Mr. Octagonal here from Octagonal Gaming. Now we have another NBA 2K18 rebuild. Sorry I haven't done one in about a week and a half. But we're not going to be doing a draft scenario. We're going to be doing a trade scenario. That is Kemba Walker to the Cleveland Cavaliers for the 8th pick. I think this trade, if it were to happen, would make sense for both sides. There are potential rumors of it happening. For Charlotte, which is the team we're going to be rebuilding, it sort of gets them a new start. Gets them 2 lottery draft picks, which they can use to get 2 really talented players, or even trade up to get like pick 4 or 5. I don't know about pick 4, that might be a little high, but a pick like pick 5 from Dallas, I think that could make a lot of sense for them. And for Cleveland, it gets them Kemba Walker, who's an excellent point guard, and potentially helps convince LeBron to stay and not go to the Sixers or the Rockets or the Lakers or anywhere else in free agency. So they do the trade without me putting on trade override, which is good. And let's see if we trade up or if we stick with our selection. I did something pretty stupid. So I picked Mohamed Bamba at 8. That's not a bad pick, but Michael Porter was available. So I basically could have gotten Michael Porter at 8 and Wendell Carter at 11. But instead I'm not smart. But Mohamed Bamba and Kevin Knox isn't bad. I just think Wendell Carter and Michael Porter are probably better. And then in the second round, we took Giannis' brother, Kostas Antetokounmpo. Even though Spy Mikhailuk was on the board, and you guys know I love my Jayhawks, I still went with Kostas because I think I got Spy last time. So yeah, that's why. I am trading 3 very bad contracts away in Dwight Howard, Nicholas Batum, and Jeremy Lamb to the Chicago Bulls for Lauri Markkanen. I don't really see a future in any of those 3 players, but Lauri Markkanen is young, he has a lot of potential, and he's really solid. So hopefully we have our long-term front court with Markkanen and Mo Bamba. After day 1 of free agency, I signed both Paul George and DeMarcus Cousins with the intent of trading Boogie because I want to stick with Bamba and Markkanen. But we don't have enough money for both of them, so I'm probably just going to try to flip away some bad contracts. And then I think that should be enough to get both of them. This team has plenty of bad contracts, so we traded 2 of them away in Cody Zeller and Marvin Williams. We also flipped 2 other first-round picks, and we got the Sacramento Kings pick. It's a swap best with Philly, but obviously the Kings are going to do worse than Philly. So we got to hope the Kings suck. I want to sign Chris Bosh for trade bait, so I'm going to be trading Michael Carter, Gilchrist, and Dwayne Bacon. Not that Bacon's on a bad contract, I just need to throw him in for the deal. And we're going to get Patrick Beverley. I may have to trade Beverley. I hope not, because I am getting him because he is a really solid bench player. So I think this is a really good trade. I signed Reggie Bullock in free agency, and as a Pistons fan, he did impress me this year. I wasn't huge on him for a while, but then I started to like him. So I wanted to sign him, but now I'm going to trade him. But it is a good trade. We're also trading a second, but we're getting the Hawks pick in 2020. That should have some nice value in the long run, so hopefully they suck next year, so it will have value in the offseason. There are some really good trade offers for Boogie and Chris Bosh. We can get Luka Doncic in a draft pick, Devin Booker and Dragan Bender, but I'm really leaning towards this trade. We're going to get Jimmy Butler, as well as Zaire Smith, who is a pretty nice young piece. So I'm going to accept that trade. We don't need Boogie, and we don't really need Chris Bosh. I probably gave up too much, but we're trading Frank Kaminsky and Zaire Smith to the Chicago Bulls for Chris Dunn. He's going to be the starting point guard over Pat Beverley, and Mr. Patrick Beverley will be the 6th man. Well, I was pretty excited about Chris Dunn, but that's pretty much out the window. We're trading Isaiah Thomas, who I just signed because we got some leftover money, Trevor Ariza and Steph Curry, both of them I just signed on minimum contracts, to the Dallas Mavericks for Dennis Smith Jr. He probably has more upside than Chris Dunn for this, so I may look to ship Chris Dunn, probably. Here's a look at our rotation for the first season. I think this team will definitely get us into the playoffs, which usually I like to tank, but I tried to go with a different approach. We got Butler and George, so I think we have a really nice squad. Dennis Smith, Jimmy G Buckets, who I do definitely need to re-sign, Paul George, Lauri Markkanen, and Mo Bamba off the bench, Chris Dunn. I decided to keep him, see how it goes with him at shooting guard. Pat Beverley, Willie Hernangomez, Kevin Knox, and Malik Monk. I feel like everyone's forgetting about Malik Monk with this team, but when he played, he actually did show a lot of flashes for them. So let's see how it works. Massive, massive trade alert. I am trading Lauri Markkanen, Chris Dunn, some other assets like Kevin Knox, I think, And there's probably some other players, as well as the Kings draft pick, which is the #1 projected at this point to the Pelicans for 2 scrubs and Anthony Davis. So we just nonchalantly added Anthony Davis here at the deadline. We're already the #1 seed. And now we have freaking Anthony Davis on our team. I know there's someone else I traded, so I'll check in a second who that other person. The other player in the trade was Willie Hernangomez, which when I made a trade at the deadline, my main intention was to trade him because he's asking for too much money. Obviously, I did not expect to get Anthony Davis, but you take what you can get. So our rotation is going to be Dennis Smith, Jimmy Butler, Paul George, Anthony Davis, and we were able to hold on to Mo Bamba. And then Patrick Beverley, JaVale McGee, and Malik Monk will come off the bench. So we ended up going 61-21, good enough for the 1 seed. As I just realized that Anthony Davis is back on the Hornets because he actually, did get drafted by the Hornets, but he got drafted by the New Orleans Hornets. And then they became the Pelicans, and then the Charlotte Bobcats were the Charlotte Hornets. So, Paul George led us in scoring. A little surprised it's not Davis, especially considering he's the only viable option in New Orleans since we signed Boogie and traded him for Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler only averaged 12 points a game. He averaged less than Dennis Smith. Rebounds went to Davis, Bamba close behind, assists went to Dennis Smith, steals went to Paul George, blocks went to Mo Bamba. So, round 1 we the Indiana Pacers, and they look no different. They did add KCP and Chandler Parsons. Actually, they added a bunch of guys down here, but not too much significance. And we sweep them. Now we got 2K's least favorite team, the Boston Celtics, and they don't look too different themselves. They added Cody Zeller, which we kind of gave them Cody Zeller. And we should win, and we win in 5. Great. And now the 7th-seeded Washington Wizards. Yeah, this shouldn't be too challenging. They added Dirk. Okay. So the Mavericks got rid of Dirk. That's a little messed up. Other than that, they added Luke Babbitt. That's about it. We should easily win. And we do. And we have the 2-seeded Golden State Warriors. Can we dethrone Golden State? I think we can. I really think we can. And we do. I'm going to do another season just because this was year 1. Paul George wins Finals MVP with 28 and 7. Jeez, Paul George. Putting this team on your back much? I know Paul George just dominated in the NBA Finals, but we're going to be trading him and Sharif O'Neal, who I just drafted, to the Warriors for Draymond Green and Andre Iguodala. I'm going to trade Iggy, but the main piece is Draymond, who I'm going to move to small forward, and he becomes like a 92 overall. So, I think that's a dub. This team is about to get way too OP. We are going to be signing LeBron James in free agency. That unfortunately means Jimmy Butler has to go, but it's for the better. With signing LeBron, I don't really need Draymond anymore. So I'm trading him, Jonas Jerebko, and Lance Stevenson, both of whom I just signed, to the Pacers for Victor Oladipo. Here's the rotation for the second and probably final season. Dennis Smith, Victor Oladipo, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Mohamed Bamba off the bench. Pat Beverley, Malik Monk, and Boban. This is definitely one of the most insane teams I've ever built. We traded for Anthony Davis and we signed LeBron James. 2 things that I probably won't be saying too often. So this is a fun experience, I guess. At the end of the season, our very own LeBron James wins MVP. Probably not any other awards. No, we do get Coach of the Year with Mr. Michael Stauffer. Anthony Davis, all defensive second team. And that's probably, did I say my Cal Bridges, all defensive first team. Damn. I see you, my Cal. Okay. And I don't think, no, we didn't have any rookies. So, 68 and 14. I believe we played the Pacers last year. They obviously have added Draymond Green, but don't have Victor Oladipo. Other than that, they drafted Daniel Gafford from Arkansas. Kenneth Faried, so a little different, but not insanely different. And we should win, and we do. And once again, it's the Celtics. Once again, the Wizards are the 7 seed. This is weird. This team has not changed, really, at all, except for Cody Zeller and Robert Williams here from Texas A&M. We should win. And we do. And we're going to be playing the 3-seeded Cleveland Cavaliers without LeBron. Without LeBron, they still make it. Kevin Love, Kemba Walker, Larry Nance, Jordan Clarkson, Michael Beasley, I guess that's why. Okay, we should easily win. And we do, and it's Golden State again. They did trade away Draymond Green, but they did add Mr. Paul George. They have Lonnie Walker. And we gave them back Iguodala for 2 picks. We should win. And we do, once again in 5 games. This time, Bron wins MVP. Bron's plan, am I right? So, this is a final look at our team. One of my best teams I've ever made. I don't think it's as good as the Suns one, the day 2K came out, but this one might be second or third. LeBron, Davis, Oladipo, Bamba, Smith, Beverly, Boban, Alec Burks, Monk, Quinn Cook, Mr. I bring the ball out to the court, to the center of the court and don't shoot. The Henny Master himself, J.R. Smith, Dwayne Bacon, Tyler Dorsey, Thomas Robinson, former Kansas Jayhawk, and that's it. So, bye.
Yo, hey, man!